Okay, we're good to go.
We'll stay there.
Okay, council, we are live, and staff. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and those watching us live streaming. Welcome to this evening's Committee of Adjustment for October the 27th, 2020. It is being live streamed on our YouTube channel. The agenda is available on our website. I'll call the meeting to order. I need a motion for the adoption of the agenda as presented, please. Moved by Councillor Pennell, seconded by Deputy Mayor Kaiser. All in favor of that motion? Motion is carried. Thank you. Adoption of the minutes of the Committee of Adjustment of September the 22nd. Deputy Mayor Kaiser, seconded by Councillor Richardson. Comments or questions? All in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Any disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof? Seeing none. Minor variance application PLVAR 2020-053. You have all the information there in front of you. We do have a recommendation that the minor variance application requesting a variance for the town of Greater Napanee as amended be deferred to permit Quinte Conservation to review and delineate the wetland boundary. Was there anything, Michael, that you wish to add to that, or we'll just leave it until we get all the information? So I need a motion to that effect. Councillor Pennell, pardon? Staff, yeah, staff, okay. And Councillor McCormack. No further comments or questions. All in favor of the motion. Motion is carried. Thank you very much. Land severance application 6.1. Land severance application PLLA 2020-054. F. Savard 748 Bayshore Road. Legal description, part lots 19 and 20, concession 1, lots 1 and 2, RP 1182, Adolphustown. You do have a recommendation that it be approved, subject to the conditions that are contained within your agenda. Council's wishes. Moved by Councillor McCormack, seconded by Councillor Pennell. Any further comments or questions? All in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. Thank you. Land severance application PLLA 2020-055. F. Savard, Bayshore Road, legal description, part lots 19 and 20, concession 1, lots 1 and 2, RP 1182, Adolphustown. You have a recommendation that the land severance application to permit a lot addition of 206 square meters be approved, subject to the conditions as in your agenda. Council's wishes. Yeah, Councillor Pennell, seconded by Councillor Norrie. Comments or questions? All in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. Thank you. Land severance application PLLA 2020-057 S. Hilton 694 Beechwood Road, legal description, part lot 9, concession 3, Richmond. You have a recommendation before you that the land severance application to permit a lot addition of 9 meters squared be approved, subject to the conditions as put out in your package. Move. Oh, sorry. Comment?
Actually, if I could, Your Worship, I had
Certainly.
a question for Mr. Nobes. Reading through this and looking at the sketch, 9 square meters, looking at that field boundary and thinking of that well being just over the property line, it concerns me that leaving it out, sticking out the back like that next to a field, that it's exposing it to potential damage or injury to the well. And I'm wondering if we couldn't recommend a different course of action for this. I don't have a problem with the idea of adding it to protect the well and attach it to the property, but in this way, I think it's such a narrow lot. I'd be interested to hear what Mr. Nobes has to say about that.
Through your worship, the well is in existence today, so I don't believe there's been any issues associated with farming equipment hitting the well and damaging it. However, I do hear your concern, and I believe what we could do is include an additional condition that the land to be added would result in a total area of approximately 175 square meters. So what that would do is take the depth of the land requested to be transferred and extend it across the entire rear lot line, rather than this proposed jog. So since the land is, I believe it has about 100 meters of frontage, 100 meters in width at the requested depth would encompass the entirety of the rear lot line and just shift that lot line further to the rear. So, and I don't believe that would have any impact to the farming operations on the other lot.
Right, so what would our course of action be? Would we defer it and have staff approach?
I believe so. We would need to re-advertise in this case since it is a change from what was advertised. We did advertise for an addition of 9 square meters. We'd be then amending it to approximately 175. So it would need to go through the notice period again, come back for a decision and such, so.
Would there be, unless you want to ask the question,
Well, I was
sir.
just going to ask the question if that time, I mean, if it's an existing well and it's existing use, we're not impacting or delaying the use of it or anything in that sense, so.
I believe it could be, I don't think it's a time is of the essence situation. However, if the committee deems this to be minor in nature, we would not have to re-notify. So I can forward Susan the appropriate clause from the Planning Act where we can, if the committee feels that it's not a very, it's not necessary to re-notify due to the scale of the change proposed, then we would not have to, extend the timelines here.
Yep, Councillor Pennell.
Thank you, through your worship. Michael, when you're talking the 175 meters and such, would that be including the setback? There must be a setback that we need to include for that as well?
This would result in the required setback.
It will, okay, great, thank you.
Any further questions or suggestions? I'm wondering, will there be an extra cost to the applicant? No. Okay.
So I'm inclined to make a motion that we pursue at least investigating that with the property owners in play here. I think it's minor in nature in that it doesn't really change the intent or the desire, and the necessary or the resulting impact on the acreage retained would be relatively minor as well. I don't have a problem with approaching it from that standpoint as long as both of the property owners accept the idea.
In that case, we could, staff could follow up soon after this meeting tomorrow or the next day with both property owners and ensure that is sufficient to both. And this could come back to the next meeting for a decision.
You're making that by way of motion?
Yeah.
Okay. You have a seconder for the motion, please? Councillor Pennell. Do you have the wording that you need? Okay. Any further comments or questions on, oh, sorry, Councillor Pennell?
It's just thank you, Mayor. It's just a comment. I think that Deputy Mayor is on the right track here. It would just clean this up, I think, for anything future of the owner of the well, if they were to sell their house down the road or whatever. Instead of having a jog, it's just going to be a rectangle now. So I think that we're on the right path for cleaning this up.
Perfect. Okay. Further comments or questions? All in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. Thank you, Michael. Motion for adjournment. Deputy Mayor Kaiser, Councillor McCormack, all in favor of that motion. Motion is carried. Council will reconvene at 7 p.m., not a.m. I think we'll try for 7 p.m. Thank you.